And we are live. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. Welcome to tonight's flight. We're not going far tonight. Not far at all, not really. Just a short hop. Heathrow to Dublin. Simbrief is telling me it should take like an hour, but an hour and a half rather. But I'm not convinced it will take that long. I think we're more within kind of wheels up, wheels down. Roughly about an hour. So we're in the A320neo by fly-by-wire tonight, back in the A320. Mostly just so we even it out. I've done 2 in the Boeing, I figured 2 in the Airbus this week. That's a nice nice way to round the week off. This will be the last stream of the week, probably. I say probably, because you never know. But I feel like it's been a good week. I feel like I've learned loads this week about the 737. Compare and contrast to where I was this time last week. We're a lot further forward, which is great. That's the way it should be. So, let's jump into the flight deck and we'll get this show on the road. Go. Right. Let's get some power. On the go. One, two, three, and then start. So we're just waiting for this light to come to available. Then we'll get our APU on. Meantime, let's have a quick look at the tablet. Let's have a quick look at the tablet. There we go. So what's going on in Dublin then, eh? Let's pull in our Simbrief data. That's interesting. So I did wonder why it's put us on runway 34, but then of course the wind at 310 would make a lot of sense. That would make sense. That's all good. Right, let's... probably should have fueled the plane before starting the APU. Never mind. Plane is loaded. We do a jet bridge here. There we go. Hey Splatty, how you doing? Yeah, we're back in the Airbus. Back in the Airbus. Why is my rudder tail to one side? I figured then we've done 2 in the Airbus this week, and then 2 in the Boeing. Go. Baggage is starting, catering is doing its thing at the back there. Yeah, so it's not looking too bad in Dublin. Obviously I've wound the time back a little bit so we're not flying in complete darkness, but 3:10 and 7, and we're coming in on runway 34, which I guess Simbrief must take this. Does Simbrief take this into account? Does it take winds into account when it chooses you a runway? It must do, because we don't usually come in on runway 34. But then today it chose to put us that way. Smokey, good evening. How are you? Nice to have you in the chat. Right, we can start our APU now. APU bleed. Oh, hello Europe. You're confusing me with that name. I'm so used to seeing Europe pop up. How are you anyway? You good? Yeah, good thanks, Smokey. Very well. Very well indeed. Very well indeed. Alright, so APU's on, nav is on, external power is on. We can turn external power off now, in fact, because the APU bleed is on. Nav is sorted. Oxygen, fuel supply, arm the emergency brakes, turn on the no smoking. Negative fuel pumps. Hey long feet, how you doing? Much better, Europe, thank you. Germany, we don't say Europe, we say Europa. I didn't know that. Well, there we go. Learn something new every day. Right, let's get this sorted out. In it that. 48 minutes in, yeah. Wow, that's a really short flight, isn't it? It's a favourite one of mine, though. I do like this route. FL temp minus 50. Let's just pull in the zero fuel weight, centre of gravity, and the fuel. God, it's so cold out here tonight. 6.9 degrees. Oh. Hoping the PC warms the room up soon. Okie performance. Flaps 1/UP 0.1. Transition altitude is 6,000. Okay, 130 V1. 131 VR and V2 is 135. So we're going out on runway 09 right, I do believe. Yes, we are, 09 right. We can use the Compton 5J. Yeah, CPT 5J. We'll insert that one, and then into Dublin. ILS 34. Where are you? ILS 10, ILS 16, ILS 28 left. Where's 34? Yeah, no, is it? I suppose we could do a... We could do RNAV. RNAV 34, let's go with that. What is our star again? Already forgotten. DCT... Relaxing to gamble and listen to me stream. Wow. Trying to work out what star to use for runway 34. Maybe... entirely clear. Hope I didn't say anything wrong. No, you didn't say anything wrong. You're all good, don't worry. I don't know what star to use. Just looking at the charts a minute on my laptop, bear with. Could use this one. Let's see what it's calculated for us based on that then. That was the wrong one. Maybe we need to use Varti. Arrival. Oh, nav 34. Is there Varti? Is that available? Yeah, there we go. Try that one. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that makes sense, and we'll come in around this way. So if we clear that, there we go. Spot on. Got ourselves a plan. Good times. Sorry about that. It's taken a minute there. Okie dokie. Let's make sure we got the local pressure set. 1031. 1031 it is. Flight directors are on. You like the music? Yeah, I'm never sure about the music. I quite like it. But I'm very aware that some people just, as a matter of principle, because it's a flight sim stream, just wouldn't like it. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those where you can please some of the people some of the time, maybe. Right, baggage truck, catering, jet bridge can all clear off. I think in the context of these live streams that we do, where it's like there's me talking and there's interaction, the music I think has a place, because just by the nature of the interaction that we all have and the talking, it's never going to be one of those kind of streams where it's just the engine noise, because I'm going to be nattering over it the entire time anyway. You watch out for my wing there, truck. You know, like I did one stream, like a kind of relaxing white noise, plain jet engine sound thing, like Heathrow to Dubai, Frankfurt to Dubai, I think it was, where it's like a full flight of just like engine noise, passenger view kind of thing. And I think the music would have ruined that. So I think it's just kind of doing it on a video by video basis, what feels appropriate, rather than having a hard and fast rule for the channel. That would make sense to me anyway. Right, throttles, idle, door lock, predictive weather system is on. TCAS. So, on standby. Parking brake is on, windows are shut, external power is off, AP bleed is on, seat belts we need to sort out, seat belts. There we go, and we'll get our beacon light on. And with that, I do believe we're ready to push back. I think the pushback plan will be to get our tail back here. Let's see if we can pre-plan it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. Go, tug's lifting us up. There we go. Okay, let's start some engine, shall we? How was the 737 stream yesterday? So we didn't do one yesterday. I've kind of done Monday, Tuesday was the Boeing, and Wednesday and today has been the Airbus. But regardless of the day, the Boeings have been going better and better each time. So I'm feeling good about it. It's one of those where practice is the order of the day, I think. I'm so tempted, so tempted to get that Thrustmaster yoke. So close to buying it. I keep looking at it on Amazon being like, go on, just hit the order button. Just as a matter of housekeeping, if anyone's in the chat that hasn't pressed the like button, could you do me a favour and press the like button? It really, really helps the stream. It really does. Please and thank you. How are we looking? Almost there. Already pressed it. Absolute legend. Right. Let's go and do a few bits up top here. So we'll do strobe lights on, taxi lights on, AP bleed off, AP master off. Do auto brake max, just in case. Flaps we've already got set to 1, which is good. What I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly do this before we get carried away, because I always forget to do it, and then I always have to do it just after we take off, because I am stupid. There we go. Tug is just letting us down. Check my joystick's working. Yes, it is. Wait for tug to clear off. Then we will taxi on down. Good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. So, we need to... I find I get muddled sometimes. I'll choose like 09, and then I think I have to get on at the wrong end, but of course we need to turn left here and loop back on ourselves. Let's go and have a little taxi, shall we? I think the plane might be somewhat confused. Let's just go and check it out for ourselves. Yeah. That is strange. So I've selected 09 right as our departure. But if you look at the ND here, it almost wants us to take off in that direction, but of course we've chosen 09 right. So we'll head off sort of in the wrong direction. Oh, what's going on there? That's a bit of a hill. It's a bug taxiway if ever I've seen one. I saw a video today about the new Tobii eye tracker. Not gonna lie, that looked awfully tempting. Takeoff config as normal. You're alright. Yeah, that's off on the way. Right, in terms of restrictions, we're going straight up to flight level 340, so we'll just whack that in the window. We'll set 210 just to get the ball rolling. Right, everyone hit the like button if you haven't already, and let's go to Dublin. So we'll let the engine stabilise at 50%. Toga thrust set. A little bit of right rudder required. And rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Fly us round to our first little waypoint. Forgot to do the TCAS, that was my fault. If I engage autopilot now, what's it going to do? Keep us going this way. That's good. How are you, Foot, anyway? You okay? I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen you in the chat. Good. Just curious what the plane's going to do. Should level out. Yeah, there it goes. It's going to level out. Nice. Coming up on 10,000 feet, we need to get ourselves into standard pressure. 1,000 feet, lights off. And 50 minutes remaining, according to the data on the top of the screen. Evening, Nick. How are you? Or I should say good morning, Nick, I suppose. It's evening for me. Just a quick hop tonight, Nick. Just over to Dublin from Heathrow. All I've got time for tonight, unfortunately. Last night was really good. Oh, as in your last night, so that would have been we did Verona to Birmingham. Yeah, that's a cool flight. I enjoyed that. A lot. It was a bit interesting on the way into Birmingham, wasn't it? That did get rather interesting. Like zero visibility until about, what, 300 feet? I mean, I had us on approach mode, so the plane was doing the lion's share of the work. And it did it great. You know, you couldn't fault it. Could not fault it at all. Yeah, I think it was about, what, 200-300 feet. We took control, and what was weird was that we were kind of, the plane had already gotten itself into the perfect crab position because there was a crosswind as well as zero visibility. So it was just having to kind of keep that for the last 300 feet and then push it round with the rudder pedal just when you need it. Still kicking myself a little bit about our landing into JFK the other day in the 737. I just flared it just a touch too much, just at the last minute. Not that it was a bad landing, it's just it was so close to being perfect, and that extra little bit of flare just took it away from us. Still, you live and you learn. That's the main thing. Hey, David. Nick, exactly. Your flight simmer too, David. No, you're in the right place. Evening, Matthew. How are you? All good, awesome. Yeah, we're back in our beloved A320 tonight. Not going far, just over to Dublin. Just a short hop tonight. Nobody ever talked to you in live. I would always talk to you in here. We're a good bunch. Got a fairly hefty crosswind on the go. Just looking at my navigation display that I've got on my second monitor while we look out the window. 76 knot crosswind hitting the right side of the airplane, almost at a 90-degree angle. Why the plane is continuing to turn. We're turning beyond the track now, so it's turning to get itself into a crab for our cruise, essentially. Love an evening flight after work. You can't beat it, can you? You can't beat it. Maybe I should alternate my well, I suppose I already did. I was going to say I should do a morning flight with the Boeing and an evening flight once a week, and same with the A320, but I suppose that's what we've done this week, isn't it? So that's okay. Ignore me. I'm just rambling. So we're not far from Dublin. 234 miles to be precise. Have I ever crashed? Once. That was in Newcastle. Crashed into Newcastle because I was too busy talking to chat and looking out the window like this. I forgot to put the landing gear down. Otherwise, it was a beautiful landing. I had the wheels been down, it would have been perfect, but you know, these things happen. So we're climbing at what, 1,700 feet a minute, thereabouts, and we are 6,000 feet from the top of climb. So another 3 minutes or so we should be at cruise. I'm just very, very conscious that this is a short flight, and it's one of those where, much like Gatwick to Amsterdam, it's kind of like you're up and then you're down. So I just want to make sure that we're not going to run into any trouble. Am I playing on PC? Yes, I am, David, yes. Yeah, this plane can't be flown on the console, so it has to be PC. Nick says, did I buy the Thrustmaster yoke yet? Nick, I'm so close. Before I came out to the shed to do the stream, I sat inside on my phone looking at Amazon being like, oh, do I do it? Do I do it? Spoiler, I didn't do it. Right, so at Sorin we need to be at 6,000 feet and 230 knots. Then we've got another 7 miles to get to 3,180. That's 17 miles. Apologies. Loco! How are you? I'm doing very well, I think. I'm a little bit cold. It's it's warmed up a little bit now. It's 9 degrees Celsius in my shed. It's been very, very cold here the last few days. The PC does a great job at warming the shed up. But it's just that first little while when you first come in, it's like, oh, it's so cold. 92 miles we need, apparently. We'll check in again once we get to cruise, because those values can change. I sound British. Yeah, I am. Indeed. By now, finally got time to fly. Flying from London to Tel Aviv. Lovely. What's the flight time on that? That sounds like a long one. Just not entirely sure how long. You running the heavy mod on that 787? Oh, you must be, I suppose, because it's the Dash 8, isn't it? Of course. I forget I said anything. It's built on the heavy mod, isn't it, more or less? Romanian live in England. Awesome. Yeah, it's the price I pay, Loco, for having all my stuff in the shed outside. It is very well insulated. It was a shed that we used to just, you know, like many people's garden sheds, it was full of rubbish, you know, old bikes, an old barbecue that never gets used, you know. Broken lawnmower. The list goes on. And it was over the lockdown during it's a second lockdown here in the UK during the whole COVID thing. I decided to convert the shed into a kind of like a little gaming cave. Hey Joanne. welcome, welcome. Two hours to fly, nice. But yeah, when I was converting the shed into this kind of like gaming room, my biggest fear was it's going to get cold. Let's see what's down there. Hey, hi Belter, how you doing? So yeah, normally the shed holds the temperature very well because I insulated the absolute snot out of it. Like, we're talking 100mm of insulation in all the walls, in the ceiling. But it has been exceptionally cold the last week or so here. And it doesn't matter how insulated it is, eventually it will equalise with the outside. But once you get the PC on, I mean the PC essentially chucks out 300 or 400 watts. So it's a fairly good little space heater really. You'd like to have a shed or somewhere to play, relax. Yeah. Well, it's tricky because I kind of got like small children in the house and yeah, they're sort of going to bed now really, and if I was doing this in the room next to them, I'd be disturbing them, and equally they would be disturbing me doing this. I hasten to add that my wife is with them, I haven't just left them alone in the house. Yes, I am in the shed, David. I'm in a shed, a garden shed. Sup? Sup to you. How are you? Nice to have you in the stream. It is a very nice garden shed though, Dave. Once you're inside it, you wouldn't know it's a shed. Like, I use plasterboard on the walls and like got carpets. Yeah, it's just like being in a room in your house, except when you leave it, it's like, oh look, it's a shed. And obviously the temperature is a bit of a giveaway sometimes. Right, we're 180 miles away. And what is this saying? 94 required. 94 miles required to get us down from 34,000 to 6. And we've got 178 to run. Already wants our destination data. Yes, David, I do. So what's it doing on the ground in Dublin? 1036. What's the temperature on the ground? 6 degrees, 309. 6, 300/9. I'm not entirely sure what to put in the barrow field. You're having a race. That's awesome. Just saying, YouTube says we've got 12 viewers and only 6 likes. If you haven't already, man, hitting that like button really helps. I would appreciate it. If you like what you're seeing, it really would help the channel. Happy birthday for them, David. Hey Edmo, so Edmo says, little question for you, do I use any charts? Yes I do, in fact I was just looking at them on my laptop. I'm trying to work out what to pop in this barrow field here, and I'm just looking at the chart trying to find the value. But yeah, I've got them on my laptop. I use ChartFox because I'm too stingy to pay for Navigraph, basically. I feel like I'm okay with charts for the most part, but there's certain parts of them that just catch me out. Runway 34 loco we're heading into. I'm just trying to work out what to put in the barrow field. RNP, yeah. I've got a chart up on ChartFox. I'm just not entirely sure what to put in the. I'm trying to work out where the value is on the chart that I need to enter into the plane. This is where my chart reading skills come up short, unfortunately. Right, it's time for us to start our descent. You have 650 on your charts. Where are you seeing that? C category on Cat 1. Let me have a look. Still struggling to work it out. So I'm looking at on ChartFox for runway 34. You kind of got the map part of the chart. Then you scroll down, and then you got the glide path. Then you kind of got A, B, C, D. So I look in C. Then I've got LNAV, LNAV/VNAV, LPV. Not entirely sure which one I should be looking at. I need to up my game with my chart reading, that's for sure. Can't really show the charts, no, because it's on my other machine. Which isn't particularly helpful, I'm aware. I guess I could put a link in the chat. Hold the line. Hopefully that works. Never actually done an RNP approach either. Not on stream anyway. No, not ILS, RNP today. I think we can take a shortcut. We can get rid of Vati and go straight to Soaring. There we go. Cheers, David. Take care, mate. Hope to see you again soon. Where are you seeing that 830 number from, Loco? Ah, I see where you're getting it from. Gotcha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, sorry, I just couldn't actually see it on the chart. I see it now, though. Thank you. I wonder what the game thinks the weather is doing. .309 knots. Yeah, that's good. What version of the A320neo am I using? I'm using the most up-to-date stable version. It's tempting to use experimental and things like that, but it just gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. Especially when doing it live, I kind of want to reduce any potential for mess-ups. I mean, to be clear, I don't mind myself messing up on stream. I've got no issue with that whatsoever, but it's more like I don't want crashes or things bugging out. So I'm quite conservative really on what I'll run on the sim. Which one is VNAV in? Is that experimental? It's going to be cool when we get the A380, isn't it? That's going to be great. Can't wait for that. Right, how are we looking up ahead? Yeah, you can just see island. So here's the plan. I'm going to make a turn to the left and then come in on final to the right. 50 miles to go. Ooh, speed limit. Damn it, I was too busy looking out the window. get our lights on. So just trying to get ourselves down to 230 knots for soaring. The landing's going to be better for sure. Oh, that's pressure. I'm going to try VATSIM sometime. It's on my list of things to do. It absolutely is. However, my only concern is that at the moment I've got very limited windows of time to stream. 103.6. So I'm a little bit worried about how that could go if I'm live and I've got to get gone for a certain time. That's the one thing that bugs me a little bit. Imagine if I get put into a hold or... I'm sure you'll be okay, Loco. Just give it a bit of practice, you'll be alright. There's no pressure, is there? Just, you know, give it a go. Alright, down to 3,000. Why is it speeding us up again? You silly plane. We need to go down to 180 knots, not up to 250. Right. That's annoying. Lose all of that energy now, aren't we? Okay, water brakes medium. Lights are set. Some flaps on the go. Fingers and toes. Alright, I'm going to remove the map just so we can see a little bit more what's going on. I think we can all safely agree we're in Dublin now. I'm annoyed that the plane sped back up to 250 after it spent quite a lot of time getting that energy out of the plane. It's because it was in managed thrust mode. Really annoying. Right. Perf. use the speed brakes now. Speed down to 160. Happy days. Now if I go to manage speed, it should take us down to about 130-ish, is what it's calculated for us. I've got a funny feeling that we're going to get a bait and switch on the weather. What was the little map on the left corner? That was Sim Toolkit Pro, so I use that for streaming purposes. There's the runway, I do believe. Yep, there we are. Ah. I didn't know we could be friends on Sim Toolkit Pro. I didn't know that was a feature. Right. My airplane.
$2,500.
Gear down. Speed brake armed, flaps full, lights are on, gear down. Just waiting on 3 greens, there we go. Oops. Does that need to be a little bit more over to the left? It's quite fun doing a visual approach. Not having the ILS to... So we can't really see the pappies at this distance, we can just make them out. A little bit low, that's okay. Makes for a different experience, doesn't it? It's good to flex the old muscles a bit, doing it all manually. How are those pappies looking now? Still a bit on the low side. But now. Yeah, that's it, that's the stuff. Thank you, Captain. Appreciate you being here. I tell you what, if I get that Thrustmaster yoke, I feel like it's going to completely reset my ability to fly. That was the one takeaway I had when I went to that Boeing 737 sim day. And I said to the guy, he's like, have you ever done anything like this before? I was like, well, I play flight sim a bit. You know, I'm probably doing a bunch of things wrong, so explain it to me like I'm 5. And obviously I've never flown a yoke. And he was like, haha. And hi. Yeah, I think he was quite intrigued to see me struggle from the switch from a stick to a yoke. What's that frames per second doing?
1,000.
Right, apologies chat, I'm going to have to ignore you and concentrate now. We will reconvene once we've landed. Looks like I'm too far
100
to the
above.
right.
Minimum.
We'll start getting too low if we're not careful. Let's bring ourselves over to the left. Touch of right. Bring us back on the centre line.
500.
Try and hold it just there.
$400.
A bit low. Okay.
300.
Back in line. I feel like we're on the edge of going low again.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Down you go. There we go. That was a touch late, I'll be the first to admit. Nice and smooth though. Right. Feels like the graphics have gone really bad. I wonder if that's because of my that warning we had on approach about our bandwidth being too low. Thanks, Matthew. Yeah, that was a bit... I felt a bit late to me, a little bit floaty, but I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? Ha! Never mind. Don't think we can fit an A320 in there. Yeah, a little floaty. It was a little floaty. You're quite right. That's right. We'll say we're flying private today. I always find I go a bit floaty if I'm trying to maintain 2 whites, 2 reds. I almost need to go like 3 reds, 1 white to ensure I get a more accurate touchdown. Right, welcome to the Air Not private terminal. Only the very finest for our clients. Every landing's different, isn't it? Everyone's different. Some are better than others. There we go. Welcome to Dublin. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining me. That's all I've got time for tonight, unfortunately. But there we go. Keep your eyes out. There should be some videos on the channel over the coming days. I'm toying with the idea of doing a a pre-recorded long haul. But obviously I need to fly said long haul, edit it together, and then stream it out on the channel, so I'm not entirely sure when that's going to happen. But keep your eyes peeled, because it might just pop up at some point. If you're not subbed, get subbed. And probably, yeah, back live again on the channel on Monday morning, 9 AM, well, 9:15 AM UK time. We might see if we can take our 737 out. Thank you for all the help today, Loco. Appreciate it as always. You have a good flight as well. Hope you have some fun in that nice new Dreamliner of yours. And the rest of you, thank you all very much for joining. Nick, Matthew, Edmo, it's been a pleasure, and I'll see you Monday. Take care.